Welcome to Tech Tuesdays with Island Tech Services. This week we're featuring Peplink cellular routers.
Okay.
What we're going to try to do today is kind of unpack what makes Peplink tick.
Okay.
And really give you a clear understanding of how their cellular routers can help solve some of those really tough connectivity challenges that we're seeing more and more of these days. We've gone through all the details. So you don't have to. Consider this your shortcut to getting the inside scoop.
I like it. It's not just about having internet access these days, is it?
Yeah.
It's about having internet access that you can absolutely depend on.
Right. I mean, in so many situations now, from keeping businesses running to enabling crucial operations in remote locations, a rock-solid connection is just absolutely vital.
Totally agree.
So let's start with the basics here. Who is Peplink? Where did they come from?
So Peplink's journey actually began with the incorporation of a company called Pepwave.
Right.
Back in October of 2006, their initial focus was on those wireless broadband devices.
Yeah.
They were kind of just emerging at the time.
Gotcha.
But then they quickly realized that there was a growing need for something a little bit more robust. And so Peplink International was established in August of 2007.
Okay.
And this is when they really started to make their mark with their Balance series of multi-WAN routers.
So multi-WAN, for those who might not be super familiar with the term, this is the idea of having multiple internet connections that they're managing at the same time. It's like having multiple lifelines instead of just one.
Exactly, yeah.
And this is the space where Peplink really kind of made their name.
They did, yeah.
They're not some small startup anymore.
Their mission is quite straightforward. It's to deliver unbreakable connectivity anytime, anywhere.
That's ambitious.
It is, but I think they deliver. Their core business revolves around providing complete SD-WAN solutions.
Okay.
With a strong focus on those edge routers that can intelligently manage multiple internet connections.
Now, SD-WAN, for those who are just tuning in, that stands for Software Defined Wide Area Network. It's all about smart, software-driven management of your network connections, so you can get the most out of them. And Peplink's secret sauce in all of this is their patented SpeedFusion technology.
Yeah, absolutely. SpeedFusion is really their key innovation. It's their way of not just juggling these multiple internet connections, but actually bonding them together.
Yeah.
And managing them in a way that's far more sophisticated than just simple load balancing. Exactly.
So let's talk about their actual products. What are the main categories that we should know about, particularly those cellular-enabled routers?
Peplink has three main product categories.
Okay.
The first one is their enterprise routers. These include the Balance, SDX, and EPX series. And these are mainly designed for businesses of all sizes.
Gotcha.
And their primary function is to distribute network traffic intelligently across multiple connections at a fixed location.
Okay, so this is like in your office.
Exactly, in your office.
Yeah.
You've got a bunch of different internet connections coming in.
Yeah.
And it's figuring out the best way to use them.
That's right.
Then you've got the enterprise mobility category.
That's right.
Which includes the Dome, MBX, and PDX series. And these are your more ruggedized routers.
Often multicellular, built for those mission-critical applications, where you might be in a vehicle or in a really challenging environment.
Exactly, yeah.
And then finally, you've got the mobile routers, like the BR and Transit series, which offer a really nice balance of features and value for both primary and backup connectivity on the go.
Exactly.
So for our deep dive today, we're going to be focusing primarily on those enterprise mobility and mobile router categories, because those are the ones that are most heavily focused on cellular connectivity.
That's right.
Now, it's worth noting that even within that enterprise router category, many of the models actually do offer cellular capabilities.
They do.
Either as a backup or even a primary connection option.
Exactly. Which is really the top of the line when it comes to Peplink's performance.
So this is for the most demanding customers.
Absolutely.
Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about that enterprise mobility category. These are those ruggedized routers that we talked about, built for challenging environments.
That's right.
What are some of the highlights there?
So the Dome series is really interesting because it's designed specifically for outdoor use. And it combines the cellular modem and the antennas into a single weatherproof unit.
Makes sense. So you don't have to worry about like separate antennas and cables and all that.
You don't. The HD1 Dome Pro, for example, features a 5G modem with embedded antennas, Wi-Fi 6, and even the ability to use Wi-Fi as a WAN source.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is. And it supports their SIM injector technology, which allows you to remotely manage up to 10 SIM cards.
So you could have SIM cards from a bunch of different carriers.
You could. And you can switch between them as needed.
Very cool. And it has power over Ethernet for easy installation.
It does. Then you have the Dome Pro Duo, which takes it a step further by including dual cellular modems for redundancy.
Okay. And it even includes dead reckoning, which allows you to track the location of the device.
Even when GPS signals are weak?
That's really useful in certain environments.
It can be, yeah. And then for really long-range connectivity, you have the Dome Pro LR.
LR for long range.
Long range, exactly. And this is particularly useful for maritime applications.
Okay. Because it offers dual 5G modems and high-gain antennas.
They can reach over 40 kilometers from the coast.
So if you're on a boat or a ship, that kind of range is really impressive.
It's incredible, yeah.
Now, what about the MBX series? Those sound like they're really built for some serious mobile applications.
The MBX series is all about power and versatility. You've got the base MBX model, which features an upgradable gigabit LTE module and can achieve speeds up to 2.5 gigabits per second.
That's flying.
It is, yeah. It's also compact, fanless, and it includes ignition sensing.
Ignition sensing. So that means it can automatically turn on and off with your vehicle.
Exactly. It can support up to 8 different cellular providers.
So again, you could have SIM cards from all your favorite carriers.
That's right. And it's even compatible with their SIM injector. Some models even offer power over Ethernet output on the LAN ports.
Which is great if you need to power other devices.
Exactly, in your vehicle or mobile setup.
Then you've got the MBX Mini.
The MBX Mini is super versatile. We've seen it used to bond 2 Starlink antennas together, for example.
So you can combine the power of Starlink with the reliability of cellular.
Exactly.
That's a pretty powerful combination.
It is. And it even supports onboard Wi-Fi access points and Docker for running containerized applications.
So you could actually have a little mini server running right there on your MBX Mini.
You could.
That's pretty cool. Then you've got the HD2 and HD4 MBX series.
Yep, including 5G variants. And these are really designed for high bandwidth bonding and redundancy in mission-critical applications.
So we're talking things like live broadcasting, telemedicine, public safety.
That's right. We've even seen the HD4 MBX 5G used to live stream events by bonding Starlink and 5G connections together.
For that ultimate level of reliability.
For sure.
And then finally, we've got the PDX series.
The PDX series, yeah. These are your portable powerhouses. They're designed to be taken with you wherever you go. The PDX and PDX 5G models offer internal battery options, multiple cellular modems, and power over Ethernet output on the LAN ports.
So they're really good for temporary setups.
They are. Emergency response situations. Or anywhere where you need that robust connectivity. Yeah. But you might not have access to traditional power sources.
They're like the Swiss Army knives of cellular routers.
That's a good way to put it.
So we've talked about the enterprise mobility routers. Let's move on to those mobile routers. The BR and Transit series. These sound like they'd be great for individuals and smaller teams who are constantly on the move.
The BR series is really popular because it offers that combination of robustness and value.
Okay. And they're often used either as a primary connection on the go or as a really reliable backup with failover.
That's right. Many of the BR series routers are ruggedized, and they come with embedded cellular modems, sometimes single, sometimes dual, supporting everything from LTE up to the latest 5G Cat 20 standards.
So they've got you covered, no matter what kind of cellular technology you're using.
They do. They typically include redundant SIM slots, integrated GPS for tracking, and the ability to use Wi-Fi as a WAN source.
So let's talk about some of the specific models.
Okay.
You've got the Max BR1 Mini 5G.
The Mini 5G is a great option. It's got support for a wide range of 5G bands, including those private 5G networks.
Okay. It's also got a rugged metal case. It's fanless. Then you've got the BR1 Mini HW3, the Core and the M2M models.
Okay. And these are really designed for those industrial and IoT applications.
Okay. They feature things like RS-232 and RS-485 serial ports,
which allow you to connect to a whole variety of industrial equipment. The Core model is specifically designed for secure connections, and it's got certifications for use in hazardous environments.
That's pretty hardcore.
It is, yeah. And then you've got the MaxS BR1 Pro 5G and the Cat 20 models. These offer significant performance upgrades.
So you can be out in the middle of nowhere and still have great internet access.
Absolutely. And then you have the Max BR2 Pro and the BR2 models, which offer dual cellular connectivity.
Okay. including a built-in eSIM.
And the ability to configure SIM cards remotely.
That's really convenient.
It is. The BR2 Pro steps it up with dual 5G and Wi-Fi 6. And for those really extreme outdoor deployments, you've got the Max BR1 IP67, which is a fully waterproof industrial-grade 4G LTE router.
So they've really got a BR series router for almost any conceivable use case.
They do, yeah.
I mean, it's incredible the range of options they have there. Now, what about the Transit series? How do those compare?
So the Transit series is specifically designed for mobile applications.
Okay.
Where reliability and performance are absolutely essential.
Right.
So like a step up from the BR series in terms of features and capabilities. Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
The Max Transit Duo Pro is a great example. It's a compact dual cellular router with Wi-Fi 6. It's got a wide power supply range, so it can be easily integrated into a vehicle. It's even got USB-C ports that could be used with power banks.
So you can power it from a variety of different sources.
Exactly. It supports both eSIM and physical SIM cards, as well as their SIM injector. And it offers SpeedFusion VPN for those secure connections on the go.
And then you've got the Max Transit Pro E.
The Pro E, yeah. This is a really powerful mobile 5G router with edge computing capabilities.
So again, you can run applications right on the router itself.
And it's even got full support for Starlink.
Wow. So you can combine Starlink with Cellular for incredible speeds and reliability.
That's right. And it can handle up to 150 users simultaneously.
That's a lot of users.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
So it's a great option for larger deployments.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about the hardware. Let's talk a little bit about the software and the technologies that really make all of this possible. We've mentioned In Control 2 a few times. What exactly is In Control 2, and why is it so important?
So In Control 2 is Peplink's cloud-based management platform.
Okay. And you can access it from any web browser.
It gives you the ability to remotely monitor all of your Peplink devices, routers, switches, access points, no matter where they're located.
So I could be sitting here in my office and I could see all of the Peplink routers that are deployed, maybe in vehicles or at remote sites.
Exactly.
That's pretty powerful.
It is, yeah. You can also configure settings, push out firmware updates, even access the web administration interface of those devices remotely.
So I don't have to physically go to each location to make changes.
You don't. In Control 2 also gathers a ton of data, so you can get really detailed reports on network health, bandwidth usage, and client connectivity.
So you can really understand what's going on.
You can in your network.
And for their Max HD and BR series routers, it even provides GPS-based fleet management.
It does. So you can track the location, speed, and coverage history of your vehicles.
It's really valuable.
It is. And In Control 2 also makes it much easier to manage SpeedFusion configurations.
Okay, so we've talked about In Control 2 at a high level. Let's talk about SpeedFusion.
Okay. We know that it can bond connections together.
Yeah.
Okay. We really want to understand how Peplink delivers on that unbreakable connectivity promise.
Right.
Now, when I first heard about this bonding multiple WAN links thing, honestly, I thought it was just like adding up your internet speeds. You know, like 1 + 1 = 2.
I can see why you'd think that.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's way more sophisticated than that.
Oh, it is. So SpeedFusion is Peplink's patented technology. And the basic idea is that it takes all these different WAN links. You have cable, DSL, cellular, even satellite, and it combines them into one super reliable data pipe.
So it's like creating a superhighway out of a bunch of smaller roads.
Exactly. And the real magic happens at the packet level.
Packet level. Okay, maybe break that down for us.
Sure. So think of your data like it's a bunch of envelopes, each one with a little piece of information inside.
Okay.
With a normal internet connection, all those envelopes, they get sent down a single pipe, one after the other.
Okay.
But SpeedFusion, it takes those data packets and spreads them out across all your available internet connections at the same time.
Oh, what?
So it's not just about having a backup connection. You're actually using all of them at once to boost your speed and reliability.
So it's like splitting the workload.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. So where are we seeing SpeedFusion being used in the real world? It sounds like it could be beneficial in all sorts of scenarios.
It is. So for example, in data centers, you often see companies using SpeedFusion to combine multiple high bandwidth internet links like T1 lines, DSL fiber optic.
Right. So they're getting the fastest, most reliable connection possible.
And they can even use clustered Peplink balance routers to make sure there's no single point of failure.
So it's about maximizing uptime and handling those huge data loads.
Exactly.
What would you say are the core benefits that make it so valuable?
Well, the main ones are increased bandwidth from bonding multiple links, better reliability thanks to seamless failover, and those error correction features we talked about, improved latency in a lot of cases, carrier agnosticism, which means you can use any internet provider you want, and robust security with encryption on each WAN connection.
So basically all the things you need for a fast, reliable, and secure internet connection.
Exactly. And to give you an idea of how scalable it is, Peplink has actually bonded over 101 individual connections for some specialized deployments.
101 connections. Wow, that's insane. Okay, so we've talked a lot about how Peplink ensures connectivity. But in today's world, security is just as important.
Right.
So what's their approach to security? What are some of the features they offer?
They call their approach defense in depth. It's all about having multiple layers of security.
So it's not just about having one big firewall. It's about having security built into every part of the network.
Exactly. From the individual devices to the router to the SD-WAN to the cloud and even to the way administrative access is controlled.
So it's like a multi-pronged approach.
Right.
And what about more direct threats like cyber attacks?
Peplink routers have built-in intrusion detection and DOS protection, so they can detect and block suspicious traffic patterns that might indicate an attack.
So they're actively monitoring for threats.
Exactly.
Now, how does the SD-WAN layer, specifically SpeedFusion, how does that contribute to security?
That's actually a big part of it. The way SpeedFusion works, it inherently adds a layer of security. Because it's sending your data across multiple WAN links and encrypting each connection, it makes it much harder for someone to intercept and decipher your data.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like scrambling the data and sending it down multiple paths.
Right. It's like a security puzzle that's really hard to put together.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. At the end of the day, Peplink's security strategy is all about combining the strengths of SpeedFusion with the centralized management capabilities of InControl. It's a well-rounded approach.
Okay, so we've covered connectivity and security. Now let's talk about their support offerings, specifically their care plans. It sounds like these are more than just your average warranty, right?
Yeah, they're definitely more comprehensive. Peplink care plans are designed to give you peace of mind. They go beyond the standard one-year hardware warranty and offer things like technical support, hardware service options, backup connectivity software support.
So it's about making sure your network keeps running smoothly and securely.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are the different care plans they offer?
Well, they've got a few different options depending on the product and what you need. For most of their products, they offer Essential Care and Essential Care Plus Rain.
Okay, and what's the difference between those two?
Well, the Plus version usually comes with some extra benefits like advanced hardware replacement.
Advanced hardware replacement.
Yeah. That means they'll send you a replacement unit before they even receive your defective one, so it minimizes downtime.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
It also often includes better service level agreements for technical support, so you might get faster response times or support outside of normal business hours.
Okay, so it's like premium support.
Right. Now, there are some products that have PRM in their model number, and those are covered by Prime Care and Prime Care Plus A.
Okay, so Prime Care is for the higher-end products.
It tends to be, yeah. And again, the Plus version of Prime Care usually comes with advanced hardware replacement and better support SLAs.
Okay. So how do you know which care plan is right for you?
It's actually pretty easy to figure out. The care plan is based on the product series. Like we said, Essential Care Care Plus is for most products, and Prime Care Care Plus is for those with the PRM suffix. And just to remind you, some of the key features that come with Prime Care, those include access to InControl 2 for cloud management SpeedFusion Connect, for cellular backup InTouch, for remote network management, and BYO eSIM activation so you can easily switch carriers.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like the care plans really do add a lot of value. They're not just a warranty. They're a way to make sure you have the support and the features you need to keep your network running smoothly.
Exactly. They're all about providing peace of mind.
Okay, so we've learned a lot about Peplink today. Their SpeedFusion technology, their security strategy, their care plans. It really seems like they've thought of everything when it comes to providing reliable and secure connectivity.
They really have. They're dedicated to solving the connectivity challenges that people face in all sorts of environments.
Well, if you want to learn more about Peplink and all their products and services, we encourage you to visit their website. You can find detailed information about everything we talked about today. Their routers, SpeedFusion security features, care plans.
And if you need some help figuring out how to apply Peplink solutions to your specific situation, we recommend reaching out to Island Tech Services. They're experts in Peplink, and they can help you design and implement the perfect solution for your needs.
Great advice. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Time flies when you're talking about connectivity.
It really does. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you sticking around to the end.
And as you go about your day, think about the importance of reliable and secure connectivity in your own life and work. What challenges are you facing? Could Peplink be the answer?
Food for thought.
It is.
Until next time.
See you then.